Pekudei accounts. God's trumpet call presence. 11th and last reading from the book of Exodus. 23rd reading from the Torah. Outline of Torah portion. Materials used for the tabernacle. Exodus chapter 38, verse 21 to 31. Every precious material that was received from the children of Israel for the construction of the tabernacle was counted and recorded as commanded by Moshe by the Levites, under the direction of Ithamar the Priest, son of Aaron. Many wonder as to from where Israelites found all the precious items in the desert. In Exodus 12, we are reminded how the Lord had given the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Israelites acted on the instruction of Moshe then, and they were given what they requested from the Egyptians, what amounted to back wages for their years of slavery. They asked for the articles of silver, gold, and for clothing. They counted and kept record of all the contributions taken from the Israelites, which demonstrate the importance of being honest and transparent in the financial matters of work relating to the Lord. And Moshe acted with uttermost integrity, knowing that his way of handling money will directly reflect on the Lord. This type of accountability was necessary for those who contributed, needed to be aware that what they contributed had been handled with complete honesty. Making the vestments for the priesthood. Exodus chapter 39, verse 1 to 31. In Exodus chapter 28, verse 1 to 5, God instructed Moshe to make priestly garments for Aaron and his sons, to be both dignified and beautiful. They were to be made by those to whom wisdom was given. 5 different types of materials were used: gold, blue, purple, scarlet yarn, and fine linen. Uniform of the high priest consisted of 8 elements. They were called golden garments: the ephod, breastplate, robe, tunic, turban, belt, crown, and the pants. On the Day of Atonement, high priest wore 4 garments, all white, called white garments. Uniform of the ordinary priests consisted only of 4 garments. High priest and the priests must wear priestly garments whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister in the holy place. Priest will not be fit for the service unless he is wearing the prescribed garments. Conducting the service without the prescribed priestly garments will make the priest unfit to serve in the temple and will not be treated as a descendant of Aaron. Priests may not conduct the service if the garments were soiled, stained, or ripped. The garments possessed a certain holiness. Priests were to remove the priestly garments in which they ministered, leave them in the holy chamber, and dress in other clothes, so that they do not transmit holiness to the people with their garments. Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 19. The priestly garments have a deeper meaning and purpose. The tunic covers most part of the priestly body. Atonement for killing. The pants, atonement for sexual transgressions. The turban, worn on the head, atonement for haughtiness. The belt, wound about the body and worn over the heart. The breastplate, atonement for errors of judgment. Ephod, atonement for idolatry. The robe, atonement for evil speech. Crown of the high priest, atonement for arrogance. Making of priestly garments were discussed in length under the Parsha Tetzaveh. Moshe inspects the tabernacle. Exodus chapter 39, verse 32 to 43. So all the work on the tabernacle, the tent of meeting, was completed. The Israelites did everything just as the Lord commanded Moshe. Exodus chapter 39, verse 32. Moshe supervised the entire project of constructing the tabernacle, its furnishings, priestly vestments, and all that the Lord wanted them to construct, every detail of it. It was right and proper for Moshe to supervise the project, because it was to him God gave the command to do the construction, according to the pattern that was shown to him. God desired to dwell among his people. So too the children of Israel. They too desired the presence of God among them. In Hebrews chapter 8:5 it says, they serve at the sanctuary, that is a copy and shadow of what is in heaven. Like the Israelites who built the tabernacle, we too desire God's presence in our lives. We want answers to our prayers, show us the direction, and to live in his presence. We want our dwelling place, our homes, to be peaceful, a place where we can experience God's rest. Many desire, but no so many realize that there is a lot to be done on our part as well. Children of Israel worked hard to construct the tabernacle and all the other equipment and garments. They were obedient to God's commandments. They generously contributed towards it. They were honest, transparent, and acted with integrity. They followed the instructions to the fullest. They made what they made just as the Lord had commanded Moshe. Moshe saw the work had been completed. He turned to the children of Israel and blessed them with the final words of Psalms 90, verse 16 and 17. According to Rashi, Moshe composed the Psalms 90. The final words of Psalm 90, verse 16 and 17, more relevant to the completion of the tabernacle. Work had been completed by the work of their hands. Moshe is asking that the work will be established by granting his favor and grace. Setting up the tabernacle and its equipment installed. Exodus chapter 40, verse 1 to verse 33. The Lord told Moshe to assemble everything, and on the first day of the first month, the children of Israel assembled the tabernacle. The tabernacle was built and assembled according to the pattern the Lord gave Moshe. They were 2 weeks short of a week since they left Egypt. Exodus chapter 40, verse 1 to 5. The Lord tells Moshe how to assemble everything, how to arrange the furniture within the tabernacle. Exodus chapter 40, verse 6 to 11. How to arrange items in the courtyard. Exodus chapter 40, verse 12 to 16. Torah says that Aaron and his sons were anointed to minister as priests. Leviticus chapter 8 and 9 gives a full description of the ordination ceremony. Exodus chapter 40, verse 17 to 19. The tent of meeting goes up by setting up the boards covering with the curtains. Exodus chapter 40, verse 20 to 21. The Ark of the Covenant is set in the most holy place, and the veil is set in place. Exodus chapter 40, verse 22 to 23. The table of showbread is put in the holy place. Exodus chapter 40, verse 24 to 25. The lampstand is put in the holy place. Exodus chapter 40, verse 26 to 27. The golden altar of incense is put in the holy place. Exodus chapter 40, verse 28. The screen is hung at the entrance of the tabernacle. Exodus chapter 40, verse 29. The brazen altar is put in its place. Exodus chapter 40 verse 30 to 32. The laver for washing is put in between the altar and tent. Exodus chapter 40 verse 33. The courtyard around the tabernacle and altar. Put up the curtains at the entrance to the courtyard. And Moshe completed the work. The cloud and the glory of the Lord. Exodus chapter 40 verse 34 to 35. The children of Israel completed the tabernacle. When the children of Israel came out of Egypt, the cloud of glory went before them, guiding them day and night. Then the cloud, God's Shekinah glory, settled on Mount Sinai. There Moshe received the 10 commandments. In Sinai, Israelites fell into the sin of idolatry. Moshe interceded on behalf of the children of Israel for their spiritual restoration. The Lord forgave the children of Israel and restored the covenant relationship with them. The Lord revealed himself to Moshe as the God of grace, forgiveness, and compassion. He proclaimed the meaning of his name, the Lord. When the tabernacle was set up, the cloud of Shekinah glory settled on the tabernacle. The dwelling presence of God filled the tabernacle. Can God, who is infinite, dwell in a specified finite space? Early sages referred to God's dwelling presence as his Shekinah. Dwelling presence of God is the manifestation of his being, but not the infinite totality of God. The pillar of cloud showed divine protection and leadership. Exodus chapter 13 verse 21. The cloud acted as God's direction to the children of Israel, assuring God is within them daily. Numbers chapter 9 verse 15 to 23. It symbolized God's presence. Glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Exodus chapter 40 verse 34. Shekinah of God entered Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. Before the destruction of Jerusalem, prophet Ezekiel saw Shekinah of God leaving the temple. Matthew chapter 17 described the transfiguration of Yeshua HaMashiach in glory. Acts chapter 1 verse 9 records his ascension to heaven in the glory cloud. And on the day of Pentecost, God's dwelling presence came in the form of tongues of fire on the believers. Thank you for watching.